Hello, everyone. Welcome into the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. We're going to do things a little different today. We are going to do some rip from the headlines today. We're also going to do dumb crime, stupid criminals. We'll get away from the interview format for this Tuesday, and we'll return to it next Tuesday. We're coming up on the headlines. We're coming up on the holidays. I got my agendas mixed up here. Coming up on the holidays, so we're going to change formats a little bit too for the holidays as well, and kind of give you a little bit something different because you don't necessarily like to hear about bloody serial killers during the holidays, do you? So we may do things a little bit different during the holidays too, but we'll also stick to the true crime format as well. So it'll be an interesting holiday at that. But as we try to keep original programming on during the holidays because not everybody has a place to go during the holidays. I don't know how many times I can say holidays during the sentence, but I'll try and do it as many times as possible. With that, we'll jump right into it because we got a lot to do today. With that, I shall bring in my co-hostess, who is not only affable, lovable, incredibly intelligent, has 17 books out at one time, and is the eater of worlds and destroyer of charts. But ladies and gentlemen, she's a darn good co-host at that. Here she is, Jessica Freeburg. Hi, Jess.
Hey, Tim. How's it going?
Good. Boy, I hate to start out on rip from the headlines on a down note, but we're going to start right away today with something that happened. We're recording this Monday, of course. We record the day before release. Something that happened last night, which would have been Sunday night. And of course, that's the tragic slaying of Rob Reiner and his wife. And I'm sure a lot of people had this hit them Sunday night and came across either their devices or they saw it as they were watching news or whatever, and it happened. They found out about it Sunday evening. It happened Sunday afternoon. Details are coming out Monday, fast and furious. And the details that are coming out are really quite sad. It has a lot to do with, as we're finding out, mental illness, a lot of drug abuse, and really sad details. And let's give you some of those details. As you may or may not know, Rob Reiner and his wife were found dead in their L.A. home from apparent stab wounds. Details that are coming out right now in the media say that both their throats were slashed.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Paramedics were dispatched to the filmmaker's home around 3:40 p.m. on Sunday. Both Rob and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead in their Los Angeles home on Sunday, according to a source close to the Reiner family. The source said the couple appeared to have died from stab wounds. Los Angeles police officials said Sunday they responded to a report of two deceased at Reiner's Brentwood home. But initially, they did not identify them, obviously, because all family needed to be notified. I think it's his eldest son is actually an anchor in Houston, Texas. So that was the last family member that needed to be notified. At that point, they said a death investigation was underway as of that afternoon. Now, the story got out right away. So it was initially that two people were identified as deceased in his home. At that point, you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like you just know that it's him and his wife. At that point, Deputy Police Chief Alan Hamilton told reporters that the investigation would continue through the night. He didn't confirm the identities of the victims initially, saying the city coroner's office would release the information later. Hamilton said officials had not identified a suspect, that no one had been detained. That's not true. Someone is now in custody, and it's their son, Nick, who's in custody.
So sad.
And he's in custody now on $4 million bail. That's what's been reported.
Wow.
So, asked whether police had interviewed family members, Hamilton said many family members will be interviewed. That was at the time of that initial press conference. The street where Reiner's home was located was blocked off with caution tape. Several police cars were stationed in the area Sunday evening. Police said they'd provide an update on the investigation Monday morning. Now, a medical examiner's van arrived at the property, and plainclothes officers were seen working at the scene in the early hours of Monday. Reiner, who was 78, of course, we know is a longtime actor and director. He's known for The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men. He was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. This year, Reiner appeared in 4 episodes of the Hulu TV series The Bear and Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, which he also directed. I believe we talked about Spinal Tap 2 at one point on the show, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And I think I talked about the popcorn bucket that I wanted from Spinal Tap 2.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Rob and Michelle, by the way, Michelle, as she passes, is 65 years old. Have 3 children together. Tracy, Rob's adopted daughter from his marriage to ex-wife Penny Marshall, which, by the way, he adopted her and added her to the tribe, so to speak, said the news of her father's passing stunned her. She said, "I came from the greatest family ever," she said. "I don't know what to say. I'm in shock." As news broke on Sunday, many in Los Angeles expressed condolences to the Reiner family. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass called the deaths a devastating loss for our city and our country, she says. She's holding those who loved Rob and Michelle in my heart. Actor Kathy Bates, who worked with Reiner on the 1990 film Misery, said she was horrified hearing this terrible news. "Absolutely devastated," she told NBC News in a statement. "I loved Rob. He was brilliant and kind, a man who made films of every genre to challenge himself as an artist. He also fought courageously for his political beliefs. He changed the course of my life." Michelle was a gifted photographer. Michelle also in the business, and towards the, I think as long as she and Rob were together, she was the principal photographer on most of his films. She shot my beautiful photos for the Misery campaign. Kathy went on to say, "My heart breaks for them both. My thoughts are with their family." California Governor Gavin Newsom weighed in and expressed his condolences as well. He says Rob was the big-hearted genius behind so many of the classic stories we love, with projects wide-ranging from The Princess Bride to A Few Good Men. Newsom said in a statement, his boundless empathy made his stories timeless, teaching generations how to see goodness and righteousness in others and encouraging us to dream bigger. Interestingly enough, also at the scene of the unfortunate slaying was not only Billy Crystal, but Larry David both showed up.
No way.
Yeah, they both live in the area, but both of them showed up. And I guess Billy Crystal could be seen walking away, sobbing from the scene of the crime. So,
it's sickening.
Yeah. But TMZ is reporting, I think I said this once already, maybe I didn't, that they're reporting that this supposedly started at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, and that there was an argument that had broken out between Michelle and Nick and Rob and Nick, the 3 of them. And Rob and Michelle were quoted as saying, "We've done everything we can. It has everything to do with mental illness and drug abuse, and we don't know where to go from here." So, evidently Nick had continued problems with mental illness and drug abuse. There is a movie that Nick and Rob had made together about 16 years ago that focused on this very subject, on a father and son's struggle together, and this drug addicted son who is trying to get clean. And at the end of the movie, the father apologizes to the son for being absent. And it was kind of his love letter to his son. And so you saw it all there on screen. He put it all out there on screen.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that it came to this. So that's, you wonder now what happens, right? What happens in the face of all this? What do we do in the face of all this? Because obviously Nick is a person who needs help.
Right. That's the hardest part. And his family, his brother and sister and in their extended family, I mean, there's a place of love, I'm sure, for him, but also now he's taken away their parents and people they love. But you got to assume he was not in his right mind at the time.
Yeah. to add another layer, and I don't mean to bring the entire program down today. Of course, we'll get to better times today in this program. We do, and we will. This weekend was Dick Van Dyke's 100th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you may say, well, Tim, what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Well, we're talking about generations that grew up with each other. Of course, right. Carl Reiner, Rob Reiner's father, was a close friend of Dick Van Dyke, and they were family. And so on Dick Van Dyke's 100th birthday, a man who is like a son to Dick Van Dyke, Rob Reiner, is slain.
Yeah, just terrible.
Yeah. So
I think about like a list. If I made a list of movies that I love, so many movies that he directed and touched would be on that list. It's crazy what he actually created in the world with his art. He's
an incredible storyteller, and I tell you, you know, I guess I'm lucky enough to be the old man on the hill and be able to say, you know, I remember when he was Meathead, you know, on All in the Family, and be able to remember.
I remember it too. Archie Bunker. You couldn't get away with that character today, but he was great back in the day.
Right, and you remember the character of Michael Stivic of you know, the ultra liberal Michael Stivic, and how he would go head to head with Archie, and how he would at times you would think maybe he's too over the top, right? He was too over the top liberal to combat Archie and his conservatism. But there was a point that Norman Lear was making, you know, that everybody could get along under one household, and you could still love each other as a family, even though you were going to butt heads, right? And we could all teach each other something. And
for sure.
And Rob got that point, and he learned a lot from Norman Lear, and then took that storytelling ability that he learned from Norman Lear, and man, he just exploded. He just put every and anything on the screen. And there was still plenty, and you look at the talented storytellers that he had around him, there was still plenty left for him to do. I mean, you know, there's even up to this last Spinal Tap movie. Man, you look at someone like Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks still has one more Spaceballs movie coming out. So, and even though he's kind of handed the reins to a new generation, he's still got input there. But I mean, think about it. Rob Reiner, you know, you say only 78. Well, but I mean, he's an old man, but he probably had another 10 years of movies still, you know. Who knows? Who knows what he would have put out there? Or who knows who he would have brought along from this new generation and would have introduced to us, you know? So you know, you may ask, what's an appropriate punishment? You know, for a young man who's in his 30s, because I believe Nick is 32, if I read that properly, who's got his entire life ahead of him, who potentially, maybe there's a medical solution to help him. Does he need to throw his entire life away because of maybe some chemical imbalance? You know?
Yeah, it's so hard to say. I mean, first and foremost, he needs help.
Yeah.
And then punishment can come after.
Right.
But first he needs to get some help.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough solution. And you know, it's not like you can reach beyond the grave and ask his parents, what would you do? How would you handle this? Because obviously they had a ton of love for him.
Right. Well, I think as a parent, I can say, if my child did something like that to me, my hope would be that they would get help, and then that they would be able to live some semblance of a quality life.
Yeah.
Because you don't wish bad things for your kids. I mean, no. I can't imagine I ever would, even if they did something horrible like that to me.
Right.
I'd be on the other side still rooting for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure both Rob and Michelle would too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Next in Rip from the Headlines, a story that happened in Australia last Monday that I think we're all still talking about that is incredible, yet hard to wrap our head around, because in Australia, you're not allowed to really have guns. And that's talking about the shooting that happened, the Hanukkah shooting over at Bondi Beach. A father and son killed 15 people on the beach, according to police. Victims say a 10-year-old girl and a Holocaust survivor were among the victims over there at Bondi Pavilion. Australian police say that Monday, that 15 people killed in a mass shooting during a Hanukkah event on Sydney's Bondi Beach ranged in age from 10 to 87. At least 40 people were injured, most of whom remain hospitalized. It was just carnage, said a photographer who was shot at while capturing the Hanukkah by the Sea gathering last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. I'm sorry, it would have been this past Sunday, of hundreds of people, the New York Times reported. The victims of the attack, which people said was carried out by a father and son, include a Holocaust survivor who died shielding his wife from the gunfire. This is a targeted attack on Jewish Australians on the first day of Hanukkah, which should be a day of joy, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said, adding, an attack on Jewish Australians is an attack on every Australian. The gunman fired on a group of families, New South Wales Premier Chris Minns said. The officials identified the attackers as a 50-year-old man and his 24-year-old son. The father was killed by police at the scene, and the son was hospitalized, per the Washington Post. Police said they located a vehicle linked to the older man that held what they described as several improvised explosive devices. Officials called the shooting an act of terrorism with the goal of killing Jewish people. A 10-year-old girl was killed, as was the Chabad rabbi who helped organize the Hanukkah event. So was a businessman originally from the Soviet Union who discovered his Jewish identity in Sydney. So he'd come to Sydney and just discovered that he was Jewish and decided to join the event. President Trump praised the bystander who tackled one of the gunmen and took his weapon. Again, that's the man who was shot through the hand and arm and survived, calling him a very, very brave person, the president said, who saved a lot of lives. Cities including New York, Miami, and Los Angeles said Sunday that they were increasing police patrols near their synagogues as a result of the shooting. Larissa Kleitman, who is also a Holocaust survivor, said she heard loud booms and then saw her husband, Alex, fall to the ground. He came on Bondi Beach to celebrate Hanukkah for us. It was always a very, very good celebration for many, many years, she said. Her husband had survived the Holocaust with his mother and a younger brother in Siberia, per the Australian. The couple eventually immigrated to Australia from Ukraine. They were married for almost 60 years, and she stayed with him after his death. His body is still there, and I am sitting there, and I don't know what I have to do, she said.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. But with that, again, I even in times of mass tragedy and panic, I'm amazed at people who step up and take their own safety and throw it to the side and become heroes. I really am. I don't know what it is about that, but it astounds me that one person would just say enough and step in and disarm. Too many people would run the other way and save themselves. Right. Not enough people would step up and say, all right, it's time to take this guy out.
Yeah, there's something in them that's different than the rest.
Yeah, that's for sure. There was also a shooting at Brown University that I know a lot of people heard about over the weekend. Authorities have now made a stunning turnaround in that shooting. They released the person of interest in that shooting that they had detained, that they said they thought was involved in the shooting. They're saying, nope, sorry, maybe we don't have the right guy. Authorities announced a stunning turnaround in that Brown shooting. The person of interest detained after the university shooting is now being released. They're releasing that person that they think might have killed. They know now they Well, let me rephrase this. A person of interest detained after a Brown University shooting that killed 2 students and injured 9 will be released after an investigation took law enforcement authorities in a different direction. That's a quote officials have said on Sunday night. The disclosure, made at a hastily convened late-night news conference, represents a stunning turn of events in an investigation into killings that rattled the Ivy League campus and came more than 12 hours after officials had announced that they had taken a person into custody in connection with the attack. The release means that whoever is responsible for the killing may remain at large. That's probably the most alarming thing here, Jess, is that not that they don't have a clue who did this, but that they may have a clue, but that this person is still out there.
Right. And I think they've said that, nobody should worry. There's no threat to the community.
Right. Yeah.
If I recall the news this morning, and I was thinking as I drank my coffee, that doesn't really resonate in my brain.
No, because they did it once. Who's to say they won't do it again?
Right.
I mean, you can't tell what a person's motive is, right? I mean, they made an assault on a campus. So
yeah, they're unhinged.
Right.
They killed people that they probably didn't even know.
Right. Who's to say they don't return to the scene of the crime?
Right. They had no beef with those particular people, probably, if they were shooting in a classroom.
Right.
It's just weird.
Providence Mayor Brett Smiley said, which is an ironic name, we know that this is likely to cause fresh anxiety for our community. I've been around long enough to know that sometimes you head in one direction and then you have to regroup and go in another. And that's exactly what happened over the last 24 hours or so, said Attorney General Peter Narana. Colonel Oscar Perez, the Providence police chief, said Sunday afternoon that no one has been charged yet. Perez, who also said no one else was being sought, that's a little alarming, declined to say whether the detained person had any connection to Brown. The person was taken into custody at a Hampton Inn hotel in Coventry, Rhode Island, about 20 miles from Providence, where police officers and FBI agents remained on Sunday, blocking off a hallway with crime scene tape as they searched the area. The attack Saturday afternoon set off hours of chaos across campus and surrounding Providence neighborhoods as hundreds of officers searched for the shooter and urged students and staff to shelter in place. The lockdown, which stretched into the night, was lifted early Sunday, but authorities had not yet released information about a potential motive. On Sunday morning, officials took a person into custody that 2 people familiar with the matter identified as a 24-year-old man from Wisconsin. That individual, whose name was never released by authorities, has now been released. Meanwhile, 1 student of the 9 wounded students has been released from the hospital, according to the university's president. 7 others were in critical but stable condition, and 1 was in critical condition. Also, it was reported last night that I believe they've closed classes for the remainder of the semester, and they will not report back to classes at all. And they've closed the entire campus.
Right. I heard that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely concerned about everyone's well-being, and the school won't put anyone in danger, which is a smart move on the school's part. So they evidently know or have an idea that, hey, everyone's in danger here, because they must have an idea. The school must have an idea as to who did this, or they
in danger and like completely traumatized. Like even if
Right.
they weren't in that classroom, they're scared. They're going to be scared to go back to the classroom, especially if they haven't arrested anyone.
Right.
Can you imagine? Like as a parent of kids of that age, I can't even imagine my kids like, oh, okay, well, you need to go take your finals now.
Well, yeah, they also, and you're right, you brought that up as well, Jess. They called off any finals or anything like that for this upcoming semester. Well, that part I find odd because we've had since COVID, we've had school from home, right? So the idea of, well, you could finish up from home, we could do Zoom courses. That kind of, that with technology, you could still put those students on the hook for classes to finish out your classes for the semester, and then say, okay, we can give you this time off, but we still need to finish up the course. We still have to keep things going. But I understand giving them that time off. Although not everybody, that'd be like having a shooting at the U of M and saying, okay, the entire campus is vacated. I don't get that's kind of a large, that's painting a large swath over a canvas that when you only need a fine detail, right? I don't know that everyone is traumatized to that extent,
No, probably not.
Right. So I think there's probably a solution somewhere here in the middle that they're not seeking, but I get it. I mean, Providence is a smaller area. It is a smaller area. It's a smaller school. Brown is a smaller school, and maybe I use the University of Minnesota as too big of an example.
Yeah,
but
we might be kind of opposite in the size range, but
right. I mean, maybe I should use like McAllister rather than the University of Minnesota. But still, I mean, I think there's probably a better solution there than canceling, for now. But maybe I'm wrong. I may be wrong. I've been known to be wrong.
You're never wrong, Tim.
Oh, no, I've been known to be wrong quite often. So there you go. Tell you what, we'll take our break here. When we come back, although it is ripped from the headlines, there's maybe only one or two that's a little lighter in fare. We will get into some darker stuff, including a Michigan mom and stepdad charged in the death of a pregnant daughter whose baby was allegedly cut out while she was still alive.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it doesn't get much lighter here. When we get back from Rip from the Headlines, we do have one about a Jeopardy champ who allegedly installed secret cameras in a bathroom and bedroom to spy on someone. That's coming up in Rip from the Headlines. Yeah, there's that one. Also, an 84-year-old man is accused of shooting his son after getting upset over a lack of visits. So remember, when your elderly parents get older, remember to keep up on those visits, kids. Yeah, there's that as well. And no, that's not a dumb crime, stupid criminals thing. That might lead us into that. And before we get to dumb crime, stupid criminals, we will wrap up the Rip from the Headlines today by telling you why women are the biggest true crime fans and what science says they're looking for. Kind of an interesting way to wrap up the segment today. So there you go. That's how we'll finish up Rip from the Headlines today. Tim and Jess, your friends here, as we go through Rip from the Headlines. It's Rip from the Headlines and Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals here today on True Crime Tuesday. Welcome back to Rip from the Headlines right here on True Crime Tuesday. Tim Dennis and Jessica Freeburg with you on a Tuesday. Now, we'd gone through some of the bigger headlines that were out there this past weekend for Rip from the Headlines. Let's focus on some of the minutia that maybe you missed in the headlines over this past week. A Michigan mom and stepdad have been charged in the death of a pregnant daughter whose baby was allegedly cut out of her while she was still alive. Yikes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. We go to Cadillac, Michigan, where the mother and stepfather of a 22-year-old woman whose remains were found in a wooded area have been charged with murder. 22-year-old Rebecca Park was nearing the end of her pregnancy when she was seen for the last time on November 3rd. She reportedly had inherited, Jess, just $2,000.
That's what they killed her for?
Yeah, $2,000.
Oh, my goodness.
Her body was found November 25th along a hiking trail in Michigan's Manistee National Forest. Park's fiance, 43-year-old Richard Fowler, and her sister, 21-year-old Kimberly Park, were arrested on that same day on drug and evidence tampering charges, but there was no formal indication that the charges were related to the disappearance and later death of Rebecca Park. On December 2nd, Park's biological mother, 40-year-old Courtney Bartholomew, and Bartholomew's husband, 47-year-old Brad Bartholomew, were each charged with murder, torture, and multiple other crimes. Prosecutor Joanna Carey said that when the remains were discovered, the baby had been cut out. No motive has been disclosed. Yikes.
I hope it wasn't for the $2,000. That's
right.
Doesn't seem like enough.
No. CBS News does report that the Bartholomews allegedly forced Rebecca into a vehicle, took her to the woods, and cut the baby out of her while she was still alive. The injuries reportedly killed Park and her baby, so the baby did not survive.
I was just going to ask if the baby survived.
Yeah.
Oh,
Park was not raised by her biological mother, according to CBS News. She had been adopted by another couple. According to CBS, the Bartholomews appeared in court by video from jail and have been denied bond, as it should be. The baby's body, by the way, has not yet been recovered, so they don't know where the baby is.
oh.
Yeah. All right. Our next story, again, involves a baby. I apologize. We don't normally make a thing of featuring babies on Rip from the Headlines, but
Man, the news this week is terrible.
yeah, it's a little dark. Yeah. I guess it gets a little dark as we get towards the holidays, right? A tourist was stabbed while changing a baby's diaper in Macy's.
What?
Yeah. A suspect with prior threats was arrested, and the attack appears to be unprovoked, according to authorities. A trip to New York City took a violent turn for a California tourist on Thursday when she was stabbed while changing her baby's diaper in a restroom at a Macy's flagship store, according to police. The woman was in a 7th floor bathroom at the Herald Square location around 3 p.m. when she was allegedly attacked from behind by 43-year-old Carrie Ahern of Tewksbury, Massachusetts. This according to the NYPD. The victim, who was visiting Manhattan with her husband and infant daughter, was said to have been stabbed multiple times in the back and arm. Her husband disarmed the suspect and had held her until officers arrived. The victim was taken to Bellevue Hospital and is in stable condition. The infant wasn't hurt. A spokesperson for the LA County Sheriff's Department said both the victim and her husband are employees of that agency. So they're both employed by the LA County Sheriff's Department.
Oh. Huh. That's why he was able to disarm her and hold her. He knows all the tricks.
That's right. The victim, by the way, is 39 years old. Police described the attack as apparently unprovoked, said the investigation's ongoing. Ahern has been charged with attempted murder, assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and endangering the welfare of a child. She was ordered held without bail at a Friday court appearance. Now, the Manhattan DA's office said Ahern had previously been arrested in Massachusetts for putting out death threats against Senator Elizabeth Warren. The woman is said to have told authorities that she has a history of psychiatric hospitalization. Macy said in a statement it was deeply saddened by the incident and deferred further questions to law enforcement.
Well, we really have a mental health crisis in our country.
Yes, we do. Most definitely. Most definitely. Another stabbing story, again, involving a New York woman. The last one was from Massachusetts. I know it happened in New York. This one is a New York woman who was sentenced to life for traveling to Florida to stab her ex's new girlfriend to death.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. We go to Broward County, Florida. A woman who stabbed her ex's new girlfriend to death has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. 31-year-old Sakina Thompson was sentenced December 1st. She was convicted of first-degree murder in October for the 2022 killing of Kayla Hodgson, who was 23 years old at the time. In a press release at the time, the Broward County Sheriff's Office said they received a call on July 13th of 2022 reporting that a woman was unresponsive in a home. When authorities arrived on the scene, they found Hodgson deceased. An investigation led them to Thompson, and they obtained a warrant for her arrest on July 25th of 2022. She was arrested in New York on August 3rd of that year and extradited back to Florida on a first-degree murder charge. According to the prosecution, Thompson flew to Florida from her home in New York, intending to kill Hodgson out of jealousy. Hodgson was dating Thompson's ex-boyfriend at the time. Prosecutors say Thompson, wearing a mask, arrived by Uber at Hodgson's apartment at 5 a.m. on July 13th of 2022 and stabbed her to death. She then left in an Uber registered to a fake account. Thompson's attorneys claim she acted in self-defense in an attempt to save her life and the life of her unborn child. During the trial, Thompson testified in her own defense and told jurors she arrived at the apartment to talk with Hodgson, woman to woman, and was angry she had been blocked by her on social media. She alleged that Hodgson cut her stomach with a piece of glass, and that is why she acted in self-defense. After the stabbing, Thompson admitted she attempted to clean up the scene and changed into Hodgson's clothes before leaving. She also stated she was afraid to call the police. NBC Miami reports that the jury deliberated for 1 hour before finding Thompson guilty. So evidently, That excuse did not fly.
They were not buying it.
No, not at all. There was probably no evidence that she was cut with glass whatsoever either. That's my guess.
Yeah, and there was plenty of evidence that there was forethought to this action with the fake Uber account and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was premeditated, that's for sure. All right. Our next story, we go to Pennsylvania, and this one's being described as pure evil. A Pennsylvania man allegedly killed 2 women and a service dog with a machete while he was high on PCP.
Oh my gosh, not the dog. I feel bad that I always get so upset about the dogs, but
I don't blame you. I do too.
They're just so innocent. They couldn't be more innocent.
Yeah. A man is in custody after he allegedly smoked PCP and then killed 2 women and a service dog in a brutal machete attack. A third woman was seriously injured as well. On December 9th, 61-year-old Linda Fortuna and 59-year-old Terry Muller, was stabbed to death, or were stabbed to death. Not was is bad English there, Jess. You're supposed to correct me on that. Were stabbed to death on the 6th floor of their apartment building, along with Muller's golden retriever service dog, Nyla. 66-year-old Marilyn Waller was also severely injured during the stabbing. The suspect, 38-year-old Michael Woods, was taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of criminal homicide, 1 count of attempted homicide, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of cruelty to animals. I feel like that's not heavy enough.
No, I agree.
That's just me. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by WVIA, Woods' motive remains unknown, but he reportedly told police he smoked the hallucinogenic drug PCP on the day of the attack. Police arrived at the apartment building after callers reported screaming in the hallways and a man armed with a machete. One of the callers identified herself as a victim. Responding officers reportedly encountered Woods at an intersection outside the building and ordered him to drop the machete. He had blood on his clothing and allegedly made the statement that he had smoked PCP. Okay, time out. So he's out of his mind, swinging a machete, and he's supposedly on PCP, but he's alert enough to tell the cops this?
Yeah. He's lost all of his other senses, but he can make that distinction that he needs to let them know.
Yeah, no, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Inside the building, officers found Fortuna bleeding next to an elevator and Muller severely wounded and responsive in her apartment along with her deceased service dog. Fortuna and Muller were pronounced dead at the hospital. Waller's hand was nearly severed and she was bleeding from a chest wound. She was able to answer the door when police arrived and remains hospitalized in critical condition. Woods is in custody, by the way, scheduled to appear in court on December 23rd. It's not PCP. The guy is pure evil. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Yeah, you can't, no, that's not. If you can explain to the cops, I've been smoking PCP and I just went nuts. No, you're in your right mind. That's all.
Or whatever the closest to the right mind is for you.
Yeah. I mean, I can't just go, pardon the language. I can't just go tear shit up and then tell people, oh, I just tore shit up. I think I'm loony.
Right.
No, you don't get a pass for that. That's just him hoping that they don't charge him. Let's move on to our next story here, Jess. A Jeopardy champ allegedly installed secret cameras in a bathroom and bedroom in order to spy on someone.
Creepy.
Yeah. Creepy mofos for 500, Alex, is what we're going for. That's the category here. We're going to Raleigh, North Carolina. A 2-time Jeopardy winner has been arrested for allegedly peeping on a victim with secret cameras, according to court documents obtained by Entertainment Weekly. Of course, they're your news source when you want to find out about Jeopardy winners who are creepy. Philip Joseph Joey DeSena, who's 42 years old, was arrested. He knows better. He's old enough to know better. Was arrested on 2 charges of felony secret peeping on December 1st. That's a charge? Felony secret peeping? Shouldn't it be something more adult? I mean,
peeping. I think the peeping part makes it kind of funny.
It does. Yeah. Shouldn't it be like, it's almost a step away from felony secret naughtiness. I mean, you should probably make it more adult, right? Authorities allege he installed secret cameras in a bedroom and bathroom to capture images of a person without their consent. WKRC reports the cameras were allegedly installed in the recordings made on October 10th. The victim has not been named in this case. NewJersey.com reports that in November of 2024, DeSena won a total of $48,698 in 2 Jeopardy tournaments and gave a shout out to his 4-month-old daughter, Lorelai.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I bet she's got video of her. I mean, it's a bad joke, but you know. So that he might see it years in the future and smile when he gave that little shout out to her. So he is a big fan of video. I guess he was taping at home.
I guess. Yikes. Oh, double creepy.
Yeah, he posted that on social media, by the way. DeSena posted a $5,000 bond and appeared in court, by the way, for a probable cause hearing on December 10th. Yeah, here's hoping they put him away for a while.
Yeah, and the bathroom, like, why do you want to see someone in the bathroom?
I don't know.
Nothing sexy goes on where there's a toilet.
No. I mean, I get maybe the shower thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But the toilet?
You better have that angled away from the potty.
No, see, Chuck Berry had it in this. Have you ever heard the Chuck Berry story? I mean, I won't divert for too long, but Chuck Berry had a series of restaurants and he put it in the toilet. Yeah, he had one on the wall and he had one in the actual stool, which I don't, some people get off on the
in the stool.
Yeah, like in the yeah, like some people get off on the potty play. I don't. Chuck Berry was one of those.
I mean, they do. I did hear an episode of a murder show where the guy was like, he just wanted her to poop on him all the time, like. On him. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Some people are into that. Yeah. But
no, thank you.
But Chuck Berry was one of those, famous rock and roll guy. Yeah.
Super weird.
Yeah. Famous. I'm not sure if he's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer or not. I think he is, if I remember right. But yeah, he was. He loved the potty play, so that's where he put the camera. And I'm like, Chuck, you're a freak. That's all I got to say. You're freaky deaky, Chuck. That's all I got to say. Our next story has to do with a Michigan woman, Mary Carol McDonald, who's believed to have fled to Dubai because she stole $30 million from banks posing as an heiress. Let me
interesting scheme.
Let me give you a gander of this lady right here.
Okay, get my glasses.
There's her smiling as she takes off with someone's $30 million right there.
All right.
She's happy as can be, happy as a clam.
I was just going to say those exact words, Tim.
Yep, happy as a clam.
Happy as a clam.
Yep, but she heads to some Dubai casino somewhere to try and double it, I'm sure. The FBI is searching for a 73-year-old Michigan woman accused of stealing nearly $30 million from financial institutions while pretending to be an heiress. Authorities allege that between July 2017 and May of 2018, Mary Carol McDonald defrauded banks in California's Los Angeles and Orange counties, falsely claiming that she was an heir to the McDonnell aircraft family and would eventually inherit an $80 million trust. According to investigators, McDonnell secured roughly $14.7 million from the Bank of California alone, funds she was never authorized to access and did not repay. The FBI says she used similar tactics to extract more than $15 million from other financial institutions. McDonnell formerly served as CEO of Burbank-based production company Bellum Entertainment LLC. A Michigan native, she also has links to Montgomery, Alabama, though now she's believed to be in Dubai, according to People magazine. She's described as 5'7", 145 pounds, with blonde hair, blue eyes, and a scar on her right knee. That's if you're going to Dubai to look for her. I don't know if you're, I'm not sure if you're going there or not. All right. As we begin to wrap up our segment, we got 2 stories left here. A reminder, be kind to your parents. Visit often. Because if you don't, you might get 2 to the head. I'm just saying.
They're going to kill you.
They're going to kill you. Yeah. They brought you into this world. They may take you out. There's that old saying, right? This 84-year-old man, Jess, is accused of shooting his son after getting upset over lack of visits. And let me show you this guy.
Well, you're not going to get any visits now.
I think he looks like a certain somebody. That's just me. I think he looks like somebody familiar. I won't say who. But, William Nowak is been accused of shooting his son after becoming angry that his son and daughter-in-law hadn't visited often enough. The 84-year-old Florida man was charged with attempted murder after police said he shot his son in the face following a dispute at his home on December 9th. Merry Christmas, son.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. According to reports from Florida Today and Click Orlando, William Nowak of Palm Bay, Florida, located about 75 miles outside of Orlando, was arrested on Tuesday, December 9th, following an alleged dispute involving his family at his house. A probable cause affidavit obtained by the outlets states that police were dispatched to his home located on Hawksbill Street just after 7:30 p.m. local time following a report of a shooting from a 911 caller who said he was the son, or that she was the son's wife. Okay, son's wife called in. Detective Nicole Brown wrote in the document that Nowak lived with his 85-year-old wife and their 62-year-old daughter. Nowak reportedly took care of them both, as his wife had been placed on in-home hospice care and their daughter has a disability. Nowak's son and his wife came to visit the home on December 9th, and she told officers that the 84-year-old began to tell the couple that he was upset because they hadn't visited over the weekend, though the two visited the house weekly. So they come there weekly, Jess, but that isn't enough.
It seems like enough to me.
I would think that's enough. Nowak and his son began to argue, and Nowak allegedly said, "Get out of my house or I'm going to shoot you." He's a little crotchety. Police allege that Nowak then entered his bedroom, retrieved a handgun, and walked past his son's wife. He then arrived in the home's kitchen and shot his son in the face before going back into the bedroom and coming back out without the gun. He's a magician. Ta-da! No gun. You can't prove anything happened. The 84-year-old then said, "What just happened?" and began crying and screaming.
What?
It's the dementia defense, Jess.
Oh, my.
The victim was taken to the hospital and was sedated due to his injuries. The bullet struck him in the face and became fragmented, sticking in his face and jaw. Nowak was also hospitalized due to high blood pressure. I guess he was a little stressed out over it.
Well, gave himself a heart attack.
Yeah, he did. Nowak has been charged with attempted murder, according to the outlets. He's been since booked into the Brevard County Jail Complex in Sharps, Florida. He made his first court appearance on Thursday, December 11th, and a judge appointed him to a public defender and ruled he would be held on no bond. Which makes me wonder, if you're 84 years old and being held on no bond, are you in Gen Pop or are you in a special wing because of your advanced age?
Oh, I mean, I kind of hope he's not in Gen Pop. That seems rough.
I mean,
I guess he did the crime, so.
If he could shoot his own son in the face, he could probably give somebody a shiv. I think he could probably be in Gen Pop.
Yeah,
right?
It's true.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty rough customer. All right, our final story before we get on to dumb crime, stupid criminals is this. You know, with true crime, we do have a more female audience than male, although I tend to see a pretty even mix of both female and male for this program, or this particular section of our programming. But there's a story out there this week that asks why women are the biggest true crime fans and what science says they're looking for. It says here that a peer-reviewed study published by the British Journal of Psychology suggests the answer isn't simply morbid curiosity or sensationalism. Instead, researchers argue that women may be drawn to true crime for reasons deeply rooted in psychology, emotion regulation, and even revolutionary survival mechanisms. Yeah. The study, conducted by a team at the University of Graz in Austria, offers one of the most comprehensive empirical examinations to date of why people consume true crime media and what psychological traits are linked to it. Collecting data from more than 570 participants, the researchers found clear, consistent gender differences, not just how much true crime people consume, but why they seek it out in the first place. Their findings point toward a motive they call defensive vigilance, the desire to better understand and prepare for potential threats in the world. The success of true crime media genre reflects humanity's avid curiosity about violence, deviance, and murder, yet psychological research on this phenomenon is lacking. The researchers write, the study provides broad empirical insights into motives as well as behavioral and well-being correlates of true crime consumption. Central among researchers' findings is that women, far more than men, appear to use true crime as a tool for learning how to stay safe in real life.
Oh, I see.
Not the first time.
Kind of makes sense.
That's not the first time I've heard that, believe it or not. I've actually heard that on the show from people I've interviewed.
Well, you do kind of learn what to look for.
Mm-hmm. The gender gap in true crime consumption has been evident for years across podcasts, streaming platforms, and bookshelves. Pew Research Center data from 2023 underscored this divide, finding that women are almost twice as likely as men to regularly listen to true crime podcasts. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. Yet most explanations for the gender divide have leaned on cultural speculation, suggesting, for instance, that women are targeted more heavily by marketers, or that their greater empathy makes them more invested in victim-centered narratives. This new study challenges those thin explanations with hard data. Women in our study reported more true crime consumption than men for all true crime formats, most prominently podcasts, the researchers write. It is unlikely that this effect originates from gender differences in general media consumption, as men tend to consume more podcasts and news. This suggests the difference isn't about media habits, but about motivation. So, yeah, survival manual.
Makes sense. We just want to know how to keep ourselves safe and alive.
That's right. So when you guys flip out, guess what? The women are ready. They'll take you out, dude. You're done. You're toast.
Either that or we're looking for how to take someone out. If you're watching those Wives with Knives ones, you might have a different motivation. That's
right. That's right. You're done, guys. That's right. They've become smarter. They're ready for you. So don't think that, you're some big bad dude and that you've got the rule of the roost. You're gonna get a knife in the balls. That's what's gonna happen.
We've been watching the ID channel. We know what's up.
That's right. So they're ready. Them and AI, that's going to be the death of all males on the planet. So get ready, guys. You're about to become extinct. So that is this part of the program. We're going to zip this up, put it in a nice little package, put a little Christmas bow on it, throw it to the side. It's time now for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals.
It's Crayon News story time.
What happened with this dude, Christ Bearer? I heard he cut his penis off and then jumped off a balcony.
Suspect pulls gun from butt, shoots twice at Denver police.
What is your emergency?
I need help.
And what's the problem?
I'm too high.
You're too high?
Yeah.
It's that time again. Time you've all been looking forward to. It's time for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals. I would reintroduce Jess again, but you know who she is. But she does have somebody on her lap, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. She's white, she's furry, she's cuddly, and by gosh, if you got a treat, you might as well feed it to her right now. There she is, Phoebe Buffet. Hi, Phoebe.
She says, hi, everyone.
Hi.
She does love treats.
Oh, does she? Oh, there she is. Oh, look at her.
So sweet.
Oh, there she is.
Best girl.
Oh, by gosh. And of course, then my camera freezes.
Oh, all the slurpity sounds are not me.
That's okay. Well, I mean,
you're the dog.
If you wanted to make slurpy sounds, you could. But I mean, that's totally
she
up
just
to
can't
you.
stop kissing.
Oh, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Except I think their breath makes me stink. And I only say this because my bathrobe has a really bad odor to it, like around the neck, which is where they lick me all the time. And I'm like, I smell like dog breath. I think I might.
Well, an extra softener sheet or two in the dryer, maybe. might get rid of that. You never know.
You're worth it, Phoebe.
Phoebe's like, really? I have bad breath? Maybe doggy mouthwash?
Yeah, we brush their teeth. They get their little bones that make their breath smell better, but they still have dog.
Well,
They lick their butts, so what are you going to do?
when you eat your own crap, that'll happen. I mean, not that I know from experience, but, just,
Oh, my.
there's that.
Well, are you going to make me laugh in this section?
Yes, yes.
The last segment was so depressing.
Yeah, you shouldn't have laughed during the last section, Jess. I mean, but yeah.
Nothing funny about it.
No, there was nothing funny about that last section. That's for sure.
And honestly, like my greatest fear is getting stabbed. I kind of joke. I think I was killed by stabbing in a past life or something because I have an irrational fear of knives.
Oh my gosh. So the last section was
every
a nightmare.
story you read was like people getting stabbed to death.
Oh my God. So the last section was a nightmare. It's a walking, breathing nightmare. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Totally. I survived.
Oh, yeah. No. And then, oh. Yeah. And then I had such an affinity for Rob Reiner too as an artist.
I know.
And it was that's just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare scenario. So
It's just so sad. But
it is.
You know what? It's time to laugh. So
It is. So we'll jump
put
into
that behind us for the moment. We can be sad about it after.
That's right. And besides, Phoebe Buffet has volunteered to read a story in dog language, so it'll be fun. Yeah. So we'll try to decode that. What would be funny is if they had a little dog translator to human language to English. If you could finally get a dog to translate a story for it, it would probably be the funniest thing ever.
Can you imagine? I honestly think Phoebe swears a lot. Like she just is disgusted by all of us. She just thinks we're so stupid and annoying, except when we give her treats. And then our other dog, Winston, is just like, think the only thing he thinks is, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love my mom. I love my mom.
But Phoebe's like, what is wrong with you humans? Seriously?
Yeah, exactly. She's like, just,
you people.
So stupid.
God, you people. Why?
I love cheese. That'd be the other thing she thinks. I love cheese.
That could be the bad breath thing. Cheese. I mean, oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's her favorite.
I think we've solved the world's problems over at your house pretty much. Yeah.
The dog breath problems of the world.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe I had to get her started on tea. There you go.
I should. I'm drinking mint tea. I think that would help.
Yeah. Well, I'll give her a little bit while you're at it and see what happens. You never know. All right, our first story has to do with a Delaware man who calls police to retrieve belongings after a stolen car was towed. That's right. He left his belongings in the stolen car and asked a police officer if he could get them for him. That's how we're going to start out today.
I like it.
Did you ever just have one of those days? And by the way, this guy kind of looks like he's probably not all there. And
he's having a day, that's for sure.
Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy who would call the police officer and say, could you get my stuff for me? Because I left it in that car that I stole. Police on Tuesday were called to Fairway Road in Hunter's Crossing for a report of a Hyundai Sonata, a stolen Hyundai Sonata. By the way, we're going to Newcastle in Delaware. Stolen car investigation in Delaware led to an arrest after authorities say the suspect called police himself. Ring, ring. Yeah, will you get my stuff for me? Police say the owner reported leaving his car running and unattended outside when it was taken. The next day, police were contacted by 21-year-old Kayon Baxter, who claimed he stole the car. Baxter told police the stolen Hyundai had been towed, and he wanted to retrieve items that he'd left inside. So, I stole the car, sorry. I know you towed it and everything, but I got some stuff in there, and I'm just wondering if maybe you just return it to me. I mean, I know it's evidence and all, but I need it. Yeah. Baxter was later taken into custody on the same street where the Hyundai was stolen. Because, by the way, you are a fugitive from the law. You just admitted you stole the car. You're free, and see what happens when you say, by the way, can I have some of that stuff back? You're going to turn yourself in and be arrested.
Yeah, he didn't really think this one through, did he?
No. That's why we call it dumb crime, stupid criminals. Baxter was later taken into custody on that same street where the Hyundai was stolen. The stolen car was recovered from a local towing company because he just solved the crime for the cops. Baxter was charged with a felony count of theft of a motor vehicle. He was later arraigned and then released. Oh, you dummy. Okay. Our next story comes from Tony, who sent in a few of them this week. We appreciate it. Thank you. This one comes from someone who thought he was going to be, let's just say he's in the Christmas spirit. He's in the holiday spirit. He was going to be kind to a prisoner.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So he took a drone and decided he'd load it up with steak and crab legs for a prisoner feast. And then drop it at a South Carolina prison.
That sounds delicious.
Doesn't
How are they going to cook it, though?
Oh, on a hot plate.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how they, some prisoners would do it if they happen to have one in their cell. Unfortunately, South Carolina guards found it first. So the guards will be eating well at this prison in Bishopville, South Carolina. 'Twas 3 weeks before Christmas, and in the prison yard, a drone drop package was found by a guard. That's right. That's how we start this little Christmas carol. With steak, weed, and crab legs, and cigarettes for days, and to season it all, a tin of Old Bay.
Wow, and weed. That was quite a feast.
Yeah, wasn't it, though? And smoke up a little.
We're going to get you good and hungry first.
That's right.
And then...
Yep. The illicit meal was dropped into the Lee Correctional Institution prison yard by a drone. The South Carolina Department of Corrections said on the social platform X with the hashtag Contraband Christmas. Oh, that warms the old cockles of the heart right there. A photo from the Bishopville prison showed a raw steak still in the grocery store packing, crab legs, and Old Bay with side plastic baggies of marijuana and a couple of cartons of cigarettes. Because you got to take care of your boys, The drone was also seized Sunday morning. Oh, so they must have shot down the drone.
Oh, dang.
Hey, look, incoming package. Boom.
I mean, it's kind of comforting to know that the guards are paying attention. So that's a good thing.
I got to think, what was the guy thinking who sent the drone over? Like, I'm going to go get away scot-free. I'm just going to drop the package and...
They're never going to notice.
Right. Yeah. Prison officials said they are investigating. No arrests have been made so far. Prison spokeswoman Christy Shane said, "I'm guessing the inmates who were expecting the package are crabby." They're crabby because there was crab in the... Keeping contraband out of state prisons is a constant battle. People would toss or use a catapult to get packages of cell phones, drugs, or other illegal items over the perimeter fence until officials raised the fences and added netting at the top so that they would just catch it. See, they're pretty clever over there at the prison.
Wow, they really are. I can't believe there are just people outside the prison walls with catapults. What?
Or a trebuchet. However you want to get it over there. You could have the catapult or the trebuchet or however you want to launch that sucker over there. Nerf gun, however you want to do it. T-shirt cannon. I'm sure there's ways to do it.
You've got lots of options.
That's right. People trying to smuggle things behind bars moved on to drones next, leaving corrections officials to constantly patrol the prison yard and just outside for the tiny aircraft trying to drop packages. Just flying a drone near a prison in South Carolina is a misdemeanor crime that carries up to 30 days in jail. Dropping contraband into the prison is a felony that can land someone behind bars for 10 years, Jess.
Wow, is it really worth it?
I don't think so. No. You don't want to end up next to your boy in jail. That's for sure. Yeah, you probably want to stay right where you are. On a side note, you've heard about what happened with Michigan's head coach, right? Sharon Moore?
Refresh my memory. I feel like I'll probably know what it is when you start talking about it.
We'll just take a sidebar here and talk about Michigan's head coach, Sharon Moore, depending on how you pronounce it. He was the head coach of Michigan up until last weekend, when all of a sudden he was out of nowhere fired. And,
yes. Okay. Do you remember seeing this on the
then
news?
that same day he was put in jail.
Wasn't it something with a lady? Like he was having a relationship and there was some sort of domestic violence accusation?
Right. Or stalking. It was like a stalking charge, stalking and inappropriate behavior. But it was just it's the most bizarre story, and everything's still kind of unfurling out of this whole deal. But former Michigan Wolverines head coach Sharon Moore appeared in court Friday facing multiple charges. He was Michigan's head coach for 2 seasons, was charged with felony home invasion before getting released on bond. Now, Moore was formally charged with third-degree home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering without breaking. How do you break and enter without breaking? I don't know.
I guess you just enter.
You just enter.
Like the door's just unlocked, so you just walk in.
That's right. You just walk right in. He was allegedly at the home of the woman with whom he had been having an affair with. His inappropriate relationship ultimately led to his firing because there is a behavior clause for most head coaches in NCAA football. During the arraignment on Friday, the prosecutor brought up the relationship. Our victim broke up with the defendant on Monday morning. She presented herself to the school and corroborated the fact that they had a relationship, the prosecutor said. She's the one who got him fired.
Oh, shoot.
He wasn't too happy. That's why.
Bad.
Yeah, that's why he showed up. The school acted swiftly, firing Moore on Wednesday night. Moore's attorney, meanwhile, spoke at the hearing as well. My client is 39 years old, 0 prior criminal history, 0 contact with the criminal justice system. There's no evidence to suggest he's a threat to public safety. The University of Michigan stands by its decision. When the findings of a university investigation into Coach Moore's behavior were presented on Wednesday, we immediately terminated his employment, Grasso wrote in a letter to the university. There's absolutely no tolerance for this conduct at the University of Michigan. None, they went on to say. Yet, supposedly, there's a cheating scandal going on with the old coach, Jim Harbaugh, who's coaching the LA Chargers.
Really?
And his old staff.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They're just having a lot of problems.
Now, Moore's wife of 10 years made a 911 call to authorities following his firing earlier this week. She said that he was suicidal after losing his job.
Oh.
According to dispatch audio. The audio was quite disturbing, as a matter of fact. According to our victim here, he did put a knife to his own throat and ran out. That's very Naked Gun. You remember when O.J. Simpson puts the knife to his throat and says, "I'll do it"?
Yeah.
Or it's the gun to his, is it the gun to his head or the knife to his throat? I don't remember which one it is, but he says, "I'll do it. I'll do it."
Yeah.
They're also advising that when he left the location on their call, he walked out with several knives. So he's like, "Don't move." I'm sorry. I see the whole Naked Gun thing.
Oh, no.
By the way, did I ever tell you I got from the new Naked Gun, I got the beaver popcorn bucket?
No, you did?
Yeah, there's a popcorn bucket of the beaver.
Yes.
You know, from the new Naked Gun. You know, there's the running joke of the beaver, you know, nice beaver, you know. Yeah, so I have the beaver popcorn bucket. It's now under the tree for Christmas.
Nice.
Nice. And I've decorated the beaver. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. The beaver has a bow on it.
Well, don't let my child know about that because she will be mortified.
That the beaver is decorated?
You know how she feels about beavers.
I think Phoebe Buffet laughed at that joke.
He likes beavers.
Yeah, big fan of the beaver. Yeah. It's appropriate, being we're talking kind of them in this story. Moore allegedly told the woman with whom he was having an affair, my blood is on your hands and you ruined my life. Yeah. Melodramatic much?
Yeah, he kind of made his own bed.
Yeah. Something tells me he's not getting an NFL job off that deal.
No. But why rat him out? Like, that's kind of evil.
Yeah.
She's participating in something that's not okay herself, but she doesn't have any repercussions.
Right. I mean, the guy's about to go to the college playoff, and basically you break up and you're like, well, I'm going to rat you out and get you fired.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah,
I mean, get yourself a tub of ice cream, call your girlfriends and cry, but don't destroy people's lives.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. But she did. She did. Speaking of someone destroying people's lives, a driver who killed a musician who was out walking has been arrested over 100 times in the past. Not the first time. Probably hit somebody while driving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. A Rhode Island driver struck and killed a Grammy-nominated musician who was walking his dogs over the weekend. Phoebe Buffet, earmuffs.
Don't listen.
Yeah. As police reveal, she had over 100 prior arrests. A 70-year-old musician by the name of Roderick McLeod was walking his dogs on Route 128 around 7:21 a.m. on Saturday when he was hit and killed by an SUV, police in Hopkinton, just on the border of Connecticut said. The driver, 41-year-old Shannon Godbout, hit multiple objects, including 2 telephone poles, before striking McLeod as he walked on the shoulder of the road with his dogs. Keep in mind, this is 7:41 a.m. Saturday, and hit multiple objects before striking McLeod.
Was she drunk? I mean, she must have been drunk.
Had to be, right?
But that's so early to be drunk.
Or late.
Right. Like her night just never ended.
Right, right.
And he's just out there being a good dog dad, early morning walk with his puppies.
Yeah, she's like, come on, let's go for a walk. Let's try to be safe. Yikes.
Life's not fair.
No. McLeod is well known as a bassist in the nearby town of Richmond. According to the report, he received a Grammy nomination as a member of the jump, blues, and swing band Roomful of Blues in the 1980s. He was transported to Rhode Island Hospital, where he died from his injuries. Our thoughts and prayers are with Mr. McLeod's family during this difficult time following this tragic accident, police said in a Facebook post. Godbout was found at the scene with numerous illegal drugs and packing materials commonly associated with drug distribution. She was arrested at the scene and taken to a hospital in police custody, where she remained as of Monday night. She's also facing charges including driving to endanger, resulting in death, and possession of drugs with intent to distribute. Police said she may face additional charges. Here's the kicker. Godbout reportedly has a lengthy criminal history with over 100 arrests, 8 of which were from the Hopkinton Police Department. She's also received 40 traffic citations, 7 of which came from the same department.
So she's a frequent flyer.
Yeah, she's been there before. By the way, this is a picture of Ms. Godbout as she was booked. Yeah.
I mean, she just kind of looks like a mom who might be taking her kid to school.
Yeah. Yeah. She looks like she just doesn't care what happened.
No.
No, not at all. Some people's kids. Yeah. That's all I could say. Some people's kids. Elsewhere in the news of vehicles, as we say down south, the vehicle. That's if I can get this story to populate. A thief said he was teleported into a stolen BMW. I don't know what's the most creative thing you've ever said to a police officer, Jess, as you've tried to get away from a cop?
I really have not had an occasion to need excuses such as being teleported into a stolen vehicle. So
no,
we got nothing. I did get pulled over once for speeding, and it was legitimately my birthday. And I was like, you can't give me a ticket on my birthday. And he was like, you know what? You're right. Happy birthday.
Seriously? That worked?
Yeah, it worked.
Jeez. Got to try that one more often. Although you only have one birthday on your license.
You can only speed on your birthday.
Unless you've got more than one license.
Which some people do.
Yeah, true. This one says, "Beamer me up, Scotty. After crashing a stolen BMW yesterday, a Florida man denied swiping the wheels, explaining to cops that he was actually teleported into the vehicle, according to an arrest affidavit. Investigators allege that 36-year-old Calvin Johnson took the 2018 convertible while the car's owner was walking his dog at Ormond Beach's Centennial Park. Johnson cops say rummaged through the unlocked BMW and found the keys and a cup holder. In short order, Johnson, driving over 100 miles per hour, crashed the car in a single vehicle accident. Passing motorist extracted him from the totaled auto. Same thing. When cops when cops arrived at the crash scene, they could have crashed into him. We wouldn't have argued. Johnson told of his purported teleportation, made a passing reference to the X-Men, and told officers, "You saved me from the aliens."
No. I mean, was he having a nervous breakdown of some sort?
I say drug
Did
tests.
he really?
Drug tests all around at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Who's going first? Johnson was transported to a local hospital where he was placed under guard. He will be transferred to the county jail upon his release from the Halifax Hospital Medical Center. Johnson's been charged with grand theft auto, a felony, and driving on a license that was suspended in 2019. Yes, he hasn't had one for a while. Yeah.
Been a bit.
Yep. Bond's been set at $2,650. Johnson has an extensive criminal record, which includes convictions this year for trespass, obstruction, loitering, resisting, and grand theft for stealing a $1,500 bicycle. Asked why he stole the bike, Johnson answered, "I just felt like it."
He's been teleporting a lot this past year.
Yes. Teleportation's one of his things, evidently. Huge fan of the X-Men, though. So you can't fault him there.
I mean, who's not?
Yeah. Well, he's at least, you know what? At least he didn't give us a stock answer when he was asked why he stole the car.
I mean, he made the night interesting for those officers. They've probably never heard that one before.
Yeah, right. Aliens teleported me. Okay.
Okay.
Right. You know, we're in the holiday season, and so we must have a holiday crime coming up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holiday crimes.
Hopefully it's not a bloody one.
No. Oh, God. I really traumatized you earlier today, didn't I?
I have been officially traumatized, yes.
I'm so sorry, Jess. I'm so sorry. Phoebe's
right,
like...
That's why I have my emotional support dog in my lap.
That's right. Phoebe's like, "I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry." Oh, God. And as I say that, then I look at the headline. Okay.
And it's bloody.
Earmuffs, Jess.
And there's a knife involved.
An axe. 2 men were arrested after a Christmas tree in Durham Village was chopped down.
Well, that's not so bad.
There was sap everywhere, Jess. There was sap everywhere.
It was a sticky nightmare.
Yes, it was. Sap was flowing everywhere. The tree, which was planted more than 10 years ago, was felled hours after its Christmas lights were switched on. You could see the little light going on, or on and off, or going off in its eyes. It just, yeah. 2 men have been arrested in relation to a disgusting act of mindless vandalism after a Christmas tree, which had stood in a village for more than 10 years, was cut down. On Wednesday, the tree in Shotton Colliery, County Durham, was felled sometime. I take it it's probably not here in the States. Actually, where is it? It's in Northern Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah. Was felled sometime between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., just hours after all the Christmas lights were switched on. A 26-year-old man is being remanded into custody and is in the process of being charged with criminal damage. The Peterlee Neighborhood Policing Team said on Friday. How would you like to be a member of the Peterlee Neighborhood Policing Team?
I would like it very much.
I suppose you get what? You get a whistle and a baton to hit people with? Is that what you get?
Yes.
The second man, who is 23 years old, has been released under investigation. Shotton Residents Association Chair Steve Maitland told BBC Radio Tees on Friday that the tree had been put up to commemorate fallen soldiers from the First World War.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
How could he chop that one down?
He's a heartless bastard. That's why.
Terrible.
The Christmas tree's lights were turned on at about 5 p.m. and 80 to 100 people turned up to watch. Hours later, this has happened, he said. Whoever has done it feels they can get away with it, but hopefully they will be caught as well. Yeah, teach them a lesson. These people who did this, I don't think they understand the history and the feeling of these things, he said, adding that some of the people involved in fundraising for the tree a decade ago have since died.
Oh, no. You can't bring that back.
No. He called the act mindless vandalism, but said he could not turn the clock back and said members of the public were making a sleeve for the tree's base so they could bolt back up as quickly as possible just to tide us over for Christmas. So a 1-year fix. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, they've got to do something different. Right?
They should make him replace the tree with a mature tree. Do you know how expensive that would be?
Yeah.
That would be good punishment.
That would be. St. Saviour's, a parish church in the village, posted on Facebook, after all the people who gave their time and effort to raise funds to get a tree for the village, this morning a tree surgeon has looked at the damage and said it's been done with a chainsaw. May the people who caused this be caught and punished by the authorities. Maybe they should remove something else on them with a chainsaw. That'd be fun.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye. That's right. PC David Allen from Peterson, which has caused huge upset throughout the village at a time when our community should be coming together. We are treating this incident extremely seriously, and we will deal with anyone responsibly as robustly as the law allows. This behavior has no place in our community. I love how serious they get over in England.
Yes, so robustly.
Yes. We must hang them from the gallows. I don't know. But they get really serious, right?
They do.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I kind of like it too.
Yeah.
And I can imagine them saying it with their accent. And it's even more dramatic.
That's right. Right. I don't have a good Irish accent, otherwise I'd go at it.
Oh,
but, yeah.
I don't either.
Were you waiting?
Every time I try, it's like, Philip to be Irish to you.
Yeah, I was about to do a Scottish thing.
I don't even
yeah,
think that's a pirate.
Something like this, but it sounds like the Lucky Charms guy,
Yeah, well, that works.
You cut down me Christmas tree. Now I got to do something to you. Present your wiener.
I got my chainsaw here.
I got me
ready
chainsaw.
to go.
I got me steel chainsaw from the hardware department.
No, I think your accent is good.
It's horrible. Sounds like the Lucky Charms leprechaun.
At least all my accents are just, I'm a pirate. Like, I don't know how to be anything other than a pirate.
You're just like, I'm going to cut off your wiener now. Down you go, matey. You should have never took the tree down.
Yep.
I think pirate justice is good here. Yeah.
So
I think
make them walk the plank.
Make them walk which they made out of the dead tree.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Swift justice.
Swift justice. Boy, we haven't heard that one in a long time on this show. Swift justice. A man went hog wild on Palm Beach Street. Speaking of swift justice. Although not in the way you're thinking here, Jess. This is disturbing.
Oh, great. What did he do?
A suspect flayed out an animal carcass, then ate the raw meat right there in Florida. Yes, we're talking Florida, man.
Oh, why?
You got to soak it. I got to tell you, cousin's ex cornered me on a porch once in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He talked real slow like. And he said, Tim, you ever gone out? I'm talking kind of fast. He talked slower. We don't have time to get into how slow he talked.
Okay.
But he's talking about when you go out, you hunt, go out there hunting. Got there hunting wild boar. You got it, and the eyes are real vacant. Mm-hmm. And you got there and you shoot a boar. You know how you get the skin off it?
Oh, Lord.
You dig you a pit, and you dig that pit real deep, about 8 to 12 feet deep. I don't know how deep. I don't know, to the center of the earth. I don't know how far you go. And you put a tarp in it, right?
Okay.
Fill it up with water. Throw that boar in there. Throw that pig in there, and you soak it, and then you soak it, and then you soak it, and then you soak it. I heard this for about 45 minutes, Jess.
Oh my
And then you
gosh.
soak it, and then when you think you're done soaking it, you know what else you do, Jess?
You soak it some more.
You goddamn right. You soak it some more. I heard this for 45 minutes, and I was trapped.
Oh my gosh.
I was trapped on the balcony. I couldn't go anywhere.
Does the skin just then fall off?
Yes, that's the idea. The skin falls off, and then you can get at the meat, and then you can take the meat off the boar.
Ew.
But first, you know what you got to do, Jess?
You gotta soak it.
You got to soak it. And then you got to soak it. And you got to soak it. And when you think you're done soaking it, then you know what you got to do, Jess?
Soak it some more.
That's right. You got to soak it some more. A Florida man who records videos of himself eating raw animal meat for social media content was arrested Monday for slicing open a dead hog and biting into his flesh.
Who is watching that social media content? What is wrong with the world?
A lot. There's a lot wrong with the world, Jess. A lot wrong with the world. By the way, that whole scenario, a revolting al fresco meal that took place not far from the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach. So our president probably was looking on at the time. Probably going, is that new on the menu at McDonald's? According to police, 27-year-old Jonathan Houston brought the hog's carcass to a public sidewalk in the Midtown Beach area on November 23rd. With his camera rolling, Houston then began biting into the carcass, tearing out chunks of the dead animal through a slit in its neck.
Ew.
Something tells me this guy doesn't cuddle with a teddy bear. A female witness who called 911 told cops that a man appeared to be cutting up a German Shepherd in the shadow of the Worth Avenue clock tower. The woman reported seeing the suspect cutting the animal's torso open with a knife and spilling its blood on the sidewalk. Using a description of the suspect's truck and license plate reader system, cops quickly identified Houston and questioned him about the incident. Houston confirmed that he was eating a deceased hog and provided police with the corresponding video. Oh, he was proud of it. So he was like, here, you want to watch me eat a hog?
I did.
I ate the hog right there on the sidewalk. Here it is. This is me on social media.
Please like and share.
Remember to subscribe. That's me. That's my YouTube page. Portions of which he subsequently uploaded to his Not Safe for Work Instagram page, which has, as of this writing, 3,083 followers. What the F am I doing wrong?
Shame on every single one of them.
By the way, a still image from that video I'll show you is right here. This was the still image from that video.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there you go. Bon appetit. It does kind of look like a German Shepherd, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that's even more disturbing if that's what you thought it was. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I would be so upset.
Yeah. As detailed in the court filing, police found probable cause to charge Houston with criminal mischief for creating a potential biohazard by spilling the dead animal's blood on the sidewalk. Fire rescue officials were summoned to wash down the scene, which cost the town $346. Houston, who looks like he has a problem with his own masculinity, there he is right there. I'm just saying. Was booked into the county jail on a $2,000 bond and has pleaded not guilty to the misdemeanor charge. A resident of Clewiston, a city about 60 miles from Palm Beach, Houston, posted on Instagram that he had been arrested for spilling a minuscule amount of blood. I tell you what, buddy, if it takes $346 to clean it off the sidewalk, it was not a minuscule amount of blood.
No, that's a job. I could do it for half that price.
Don't tempt them. They might call you. He said he spilled a minuscule amount of blood while filming the hog video. He claimed that prosecutors sought a $100,000 bond and, quote, try to keep me off computers and social media. There's probably a good reason for that. Houston wrote that the consumption of raw animal parts is a traditional African diet and the Spartans drank pig blood, quote unquote, adding that, quote, I'm not done with all my projects, but I lost my job for this, so I'm back. Fuck it, unquote. He sounds like he's of sound mind and body.
No. Yikes.
Yeah, I probably should have put it that not safe for work, but. Okay, with that, I guess it's time now for not safe for work, right?
Oh, we're there already.
Yeah, we're there already. We're there. We made that stop. I probably should have put that in not safe for work, but I'm sorry, kids.
We kind of rolled into it. We didn't even know what was happening.
We did. Like, it kind of crept up on us like Christmas. It's right around the corner. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for Not Safe for Work. Sorry, we made your kids grow up a little early before Christmas. Kids, earmuffs, go in the other room, watch Bluey. If your boss is in the room, boss, go in the other room, watch Bluey. It's time now for Not Safe for Work. We'll get to the meat of everything, so to speak, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Speaking of the meat of everything, boy, if you're ready for this.
Oh, no. I can tell by your big eyes there for a minute. It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. This one comes from another one of our listeners. A teacher with a newborn baby admits to having sex with her student, who is all of 15 years old, and asking him to lie on the stand in court.
Gross. Oh, I hate these. There's so many of them lately.
I don't know what it is lately with especially the female teachers. I don't know why are there not enough guy teachers in the lounge that do it? Or what's going on in the school system?
I don't know. Like, have we lost our ability to just date people our own age, or what's happening?
No idea. After convincing the judge to let her out on bail, the defendant allegedly contacted the teen multiple times to try and convince him to change his story before she was subsequently arrested again. In a surprise reversal, a high school teacher and new mother in New South Wales, Australia, has pleaded guilty to 4 charges related to allegedly sexually abusing a 15-year-old student that she initially pleaded not guilty back in May. 37-year-old Carly Ray changed her plea from innocent on Thursday, bringing her 8-week-old baby with her to Newcastle District Court. Now that's class.
Boy, I hope that kid's not the father.
Right? I thought that too. Yeah. She was foregoing her trial that had been set for August of 2026. She now will be sentenced on March 25th. In court, Ray pleaded guilty to having sex with the underage boy in October of 2024 at various locations in Newcastle, New South Wales, where she worked, per the news outlets. This was the same month she was initially arrested. Additionally, she pleaded guilty to possessing child abuse material, grooming a child for unlawful sexual activity, and committing an act with the intention of perverting the course of justice, per ABC. That final charge allegedly came after she had previously pleaded for bail in January of this year, which was granted, and then allegedly reached out to the same boy multiple times, asking him to lie in court on her behalf. According to a report by 7 News, Ray was arrested a second time and returned to jail after she allegedly contacted the boy 5 times in just over 2.5 hours in an effort to get him to change his story. In the course of those calls, it's alleged she sought to persuade the complainant to give a false version of events that, according to Justice Hammond Johnny, at a subsequent NSW Supreme Court bail hearing for Ray in June of 2025. The teen did not agree to change his story, it turned out, and instead told his mother what happened. That's good. That's a good boy right there. Ray was then slapped with the additional charges of trying to pervert the course of justice and breached an apprehended violence order imposed to protect the boy. Despite this, Ray was granted bail again in June, and Justice Johnny noting per 7 News that while there was risk of her interfering with witnesses, the fact that she no longer was a teacher makes it improbable that she would reoffend. It was also noted that her failure to convince the boy to change his story resulted in additional time behind bars after her previous bail was revoked, which Johnny believed should give her pause in trying again. That will have brought home to her the folly in making any further attempt, he said. Finally, 7 News cited personal matters that impacted the decision to allow Ray out on bail that second time in June. Those matters were later revealed to be the fact that she was pregnant. Ray ultimately gave birth in October. The father of her child has not been revealed, Jess. That's why I went through all that to tell you that she doesn't know who the father is.
Oh, that makes me concerned.
Yeah.
But it does make me feel a little better that this happens across the pond. It's not just us.
That's right. Right. It's not just us here in America. Right. By the way, one final meeting was also proposed in another message shared in court. She ended up saying to the boy, maybe we could have one last rendezvous before school goes back. I'll bring my toy.
No, I don't want to know where her toy is. Gross.
Yeah. Yikes. Also presented in court as part of the agreed facts was the fact that the boy's cousin saw some of the messages he'd exchanged with Ray on Instagram and told his parents, who initially reported the whole thing to police. When arrested, police said Ray told them she was unaware of the boy's age, insisting, I thought he was of age and leaving school. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think you knew exactly how old.
He's just an 18-year-old sophomore.
Right. You know, well. All right. Elsewhere, I find it hard to believe that this person is a drunk cop, but take a look at this drunk cop here. I don't know that she's...
I don't think... oh, there she is. Okay.
There she is, right there. Sorry if my camera wasn't focusing.
She looks young.
She does, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
This drunken police officer did a bit of the unspeakable. This drunk cop groped a fellow police officer and tried to kiss an inspector.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's a little busy
handsy.
night.
Yeah, a little handsy. A drunken police officer slurred her words at a leaving party. I think this happened again across the pond. Before telling a male officer that she wanted to F him, a hearing was told. Yeah, well, you know, she's a little forward. You know.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah, girls got needs, you know. 29-year-old PC Pamela Pritchard was questioned by fellow officers, not law officers, but fellow officers after her night of shame, where she also tried to kiss an inspector. Well, that's the least she did. A disciplinary hearing was told she was cleared of committing any crime, but could lose her job over her behavior at the rugby club leaving party in March of 2024. What was that, a rugby club? I mean, that's not the word.
What do you expect?
It's not the roughest thing that's ever happened there. Right. Another officer, PC, is this Sean Jarvis, I believe, said she was slurring her words and her eyes were glazed over at this point. I started to converse with Pam in a friendly manner when she said the words, I want to fuck you. All right. Great.
That's what you get for being friendly.
That's right. She said this in a couple more times before, forgive the language here, Jess. She said this in a couple more times before calling me a pussy. I guess he said no a few times, right? She's like, fine, you pussy.
She didn't get the answer she wanted. She was mad.
I guess he turned her down. PC Pritchard apologized to Mr. Jarvis and Inspector Gareth Perry for trying to kiss him, but she said she had no recollection of the events. Pritchard's a mother to a little girl and said she was left feeling suicidal after accusations that she was a sexual predator and colleagues' complaints. She was cleared of criminal wrongdoing, but is accused of gross misconduct for her behavior during the bash at the rugby club, where she twerked on the dance floor. I want to hang out with these. I want to hang out with these police officers. They sound like a fun group.
What would be funny is if the rest of them were not doing any of this, and it literally was just her.
Yeah, they're all sipping coffee, and she's out there.
They've got their pinkies up, and she's out there twerking.
I say you're being inappropriate. She's like, I want to punch you. You're being a pussy. They're like, have some more tea, darling. I assure you, you'll be sober in no time, really. She was cleared of that criminal wrongdoing. She's accused of gross misconduct for her behavior during the bash at the rugby club, where she twerked on the dance floor. PC Pritchard cried as she fought to keep her job, saying, I am really sorry. I am so sorry. The former NHS worker and prison guard said she joined North Wales Police in 2023 as it was her dream job to become an officer. It was also probably her dream job to twerk in front of her employees. So, yeah, I'm guessing that was part of her dream job, too.
It was a different dream.
It was a different dream.
Those are separate dreams. They should have never been blended together.
A little more of a wet dream, but it was a dream. But she was suspended while still in her probationary period. She didn't even wait to get over the probationary period before letting it all hang out.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad for
her. She has said none of the alleged gropes were sexual. What were they then?
I feel like if you're groping,
what was she? Was she searching for a mint? What was she doing?
By default, it's sexual.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, pardon me, do you have a pen on you? I mean, what was she doing? She said it would have been accidental contact at most.
Oh. My hand accidentally cupped your private parts.
Yeah, I accidentally got a feel of your balls. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. She said CCTV showed a consensual kiss with a male named only as PCB, and that she was clearly very intoxicated when she tried to kiss an inspector. She said, my behavior that evening was inappropriate. I've never acted like that before. I'm absolutely mortified at the allegations. The statements and the CCTV that I have seen and heard, that's not who I am. I'm not that person. I don't recognize myself on that CCTV. I would never mean to offend anyone. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a good person.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like she probably has acted like that before. It's just been received differently.
Evidently, she's a really good person at twerking. She really got that twerk down. She knows how to bend over and touch her toes, if you know what I mean. So.
Oh, gosh.
It turns out the panel heard PC Pritchard told one officer at the party, I'm the biggest lesbian here and I'll fight any man. That was the other thing she told them. Yeah.
Wow.
But she told the panel, I am straight. I'm not a lesbian. So
make up your mind.
You got to go with one or the other, right? You got to. PCB told the misconduct hearing that PC Pritchard repeated the actions when he was outside in the smoking areas. So, and also that he felt kind of humiliated as well. He also said that later in the evening, she sat on his knee and put her hand around his neck and kissed him. PC Pritchard has denied any purposeful contact with his groin. This sounds like an NFL ruling when a flag's been thrown on the field. But her barrister, Fiona Clancy, suggested that PCB had been teasing her and interfering in her love life during the night out. A disciplinary panel chaired by North Wales Assistant Chief Constable Chris Alsop were shown CCTV of PC Pritchard twerking during the night. PC Pritchard denies the allegations, and the hearing in Colwyn Bay Police Headquarters continues. So, lots of juicy details from that party.
Sounds like they have enough video evidence that she can't really deny what happened.
All I'm saying is there's no video at the Darkness Radio Christmas party. That's all I know.
Oh, well, that's good. Twerk away.
Twerk away. My gosh, twerk away. More holiday shenanigans at a courtroom where a former deputy decertified for, are you ready for this? What do you think a former deputy would be decertified for in a courtroom?
Well, breaking the law in some way.
Sure. Yes.
I assume.
Oh yes. This would break the law in a courtroom.
Maybe like stalking someone.
Well, this is the ultimate in stalking.
He wasn't stalking. He was doing something different.
What act would get you decertified in a courtroom if you're a deputy?
No, I'm like, doing something sexual in public.
You got it. Yes. Turns out a former.
Are we in Florida?
Are we in Florida? No, Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the home of Elvis. Yeah. Former deputy has been decertified for on-duty oral sex in a courtroom. Okay, now
in a courtroom?
In a courtroom, yes. Thank you for the shaggy reaction to that. Yeah. In a courtroom.
Huh.
I know, right?
I thought you were going to like in a park, in a parking lot, in a courtroom.
In a courtroom. A former Shelby County deputy has been decertified for having oral sex in a courtroom while he was on duty. I don't know why he couldn't wait.
I mean, you can't do that.
A committee of the Tennessee Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission, or Post Commission, voted Thursday to decertify former Lewis Hamlet. I feel like there's a Shakespeare joke in here, but I'll leave it be. According to Shelby County Sheriff's Detective, Hamlet admitted to taking part in consensual sexual activities, I'll get that right, in the courtroom with a female clerk on several occasions. Didn't happen once, several occasions.
Man.
Now you could either go, what? Or lucky girl, one or the other.
Well, I mean, depends. Was she giving or receiving? Like, who was getting it?
Let's find out. During the hearing in Nashville, Hamlet said he was in uniform and still working when it happened, but he was not the one who engaged in the sex act. Oh.
So he was receiving.
I think so.
So he was more lucky than her.
He said, I didn't engage in oral sex. She engaged in oral sex. I received, said Hamlet.
Yeah. I just let it happen. I just didn't stop it.
So again, I'll go back to the NFL thing. He elected to receive first down. The SCSO detective said the courtroom was empty when Hamlet and the clerk engaged in sex, but the Shelby County courthouse was still open. Evidently so was Hamlet, to get in a little oral sex. Hamlet is no longer with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Hamlet said he had a civil case pending and asked for a delay in any actions being taken against him. SCSO said the case was investigated criminally, but no charges were filed because the encounter was considered consensual. In other words, Jess, he didn't blow it, she blew it. And then it's all over. Yeah.
But they're both screwed.
But they're both screwed, yes.
I mean, I don't know if she is. Maybe she still has her job.
Well, maybe. Yeah. Sometimes you can blow something and not blow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Speaking of blowing it, do you remember these three from the Winn-Dixie? The three that
God, yes.
Yeah, that got caught in the parking lot of the Winn-Dixie.
Yes.
Well, one of them's at it again.
Oh, no.
This 45-year-old Florida woman that got caught in the public parking lot in that public threesome in the Winn-Dixie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, evidently she loves the public publicity. Is that how I want to say it?
Public publicity.
Public publicity. When it comes to intimate encounters, most people prefer a degree of privacy, but not Sharon Chaplinsky. That's her name, Sharon Chaplinsky.
Wow. It's a mouthful.
That's what she said. The 45-year-old Florida woman is, for the second time in 3 months, facing criminal charges for publicly receiving oral favors from a male acquaintance. At least she's driving.
I guess.
Yeah, she's the one receiving. Second down. She's choosing to receive. First down. Chaplinsky and her partner were named this week in a criminal information charging them with indecent exposure, disorderly intoxication, and engaging in an unnatural and lascivious act in connection with a noon tryst on November 30th in the parking lot of a Winn-Dixie in the Florida Keys. That was the first offense, I believe. Responding to a 911 call about people having sex outside the Marathon supermarket, a cop found 3 people having in the parking lot. Specifically, Chaplinsky was on her back with her pants down. Marshall Lowry, 43, was atop Chaplinsky and facing the opposite direction with his head in her vagina area. That's a quote. I didn't say it. They did, according to an arrest report. As a sheriff's deputy approached the pair, Lowry was pulling Chaplinsky's pants further down from the middle, and while she pulled them down from the sides, exposing her vagina to the public. And no, it wasn't there to perform a play. That's what we know. Chaplinsky and Lowry were drunk, investigators allege. While the duo was engaging in the al fresco romp, a second man was laying next to them with an erect, uncovered penis sticking out of his shorts. I love the reactions.
What a scene.
59-year-old Michael Howard was arrested for indecent exposure and disorderly intoxication at that point. Now, Chaplinsky, Lowry, and Howard, again, I showed the picture of all 3 of them to Jess, if you're watching the video. The 3 defendants pleaded not guilty in the misdemeanor counts and are scheduled for a December 22nd arraignment hearing. Merry Christmas to all 3 of them. Lowry has been released on $3,500 bail. Chaplinsky and Howard remain in custody. Now, in late August, Chaplinsky was arrested for a 2:40 a.m. sexual encounter behind a Tom Thumb gas station in Marathon.
Oh, my goodness.
Responding to witness reports about cunnilingus in the car wash area, which, by the way, is a great movie if you've ever seen it.
I mean, I remember talking about that story. Yes, this lady has been in our too many episodes. Too many.
Yes. A patrolman found a pants-free Chaplinsky. By the way, if you've ever received a pants-free Chaplinsky, it's a wonderful thing. The patrolman found a pants-free Chaplinsky with a male positioned between her legs performing oral. Cops reported that Chaplinsky and 61-year-old Vincent Cruz admitted that they should not have been engaged in sexual activity in public and said they were homeless and had no other place to go. Yet you're in the car wash area.
The car wash is not the answer.
Well, maybe it is if it gets a little too sloppy, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The duo was highly intoxicated and surrounded by several beer cans and a vodka bottle. The Tom Thumb manager wanted to press charges because the suspects were trashing and disturbing her place of business. Chaplinsky and Cruz each subsequently pleaded no contest and were adjudged guilty of disorderly conduct. Chaplinsky was placed on probation while Cruz was sentenced to 2 weeks. He had already served in the county jail. Sharon Chaplinsky, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Sharon.
Soon to drop her drawers at a convenience store near you. All right. That brings us to what we definitely need right now, which is a palate cleanser. And then we can be out of here.
Please.
Yes, we need something cleansed. I know that much. Is Phoebe Buffet still there?
No, she ran away.
She ran away. Too
You
bad.
got to not safe for work, and she was like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I've had enough Chaplinsky for today. That's all I know. Well, did you know that soon you may be able to sue for the right to claim Phoebe Buffet on your taxes?
That would be great.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, get a little extra, I don't know, kickback from the government.
Yeah. A lawyer is suing the
dog mom.
You officially would be a dog mom.
Yes.
Twice over and get the tax benefits on top of it. A lawyer is suing the IRS demanding it recognize pets as legal dependents.
Well, they are completely dependent. I mean, they can't even go to the bathroom by themselves.
They can't hold down a job. I mean, there are dependents.
No,
right?
They're very expensive. They have a little problem, and you're paying several $100s just to go to the vet.
That's right. Americans love their pets. Dogs sleep at the foot of the bed. Cats rule entire households, and pet photos and videos draw millions of likes on social media. It's no surprise then that nearly all U.S. pet owners, 97% as a matter of fact, say their pets are part of the family. While millions of U.S. households, about 94 million families as a matter of fact, own one or more pets, pets are not considered part of the family for tax purposes. A recently filed case in district court aims to change that. Amanda Reynolds, an attorney licensed in New York and Utah, who focuses largely on civil litigation insurance defense, recently filed a complaint in the Eastern District of New York together with Finnegan Mary Reynolds. The catch, Finnegan is Amanda's dog. So they both filed a case together. Reynolds says that Finnegan, her 8-year-old golden retriever, is entirely dependent on her for food, shelter, medical care, training, transportation, and daily living. Finnegan has no independent income, resides exclusively with her, and has annual expenses exceeding $5,000. That means, Reynolds argues, that Finnegan satisfies every meaningful element of dependency recognized under Section 152 of the Internal Revenue Code, except for being human. As a result, Reynolds has asked the court to determine whether pets can be recognized as non-human dependents under federal tax law. According to the complaint, while dogs are legally classified as property, that does not fully reflect their role within families and households. Reynolds says that Finnegan's care responsibilities mirror and sometimes surpass those of human dependents. Reynolds writes that for all intents and purposes, Finnegan is like a daughter and is definitely a dependent. Despite this, Reynolds notes the tax code doesn't allow relief for taxpayers who shoulder the financial burden of companion animals, even though it provides various credits and deductions, such as the child tax credit, dependent care credit, and earned income tax credit for human dependents. Reynolds claims this results in an arbitrary and unfair tax burden, since taxpayers who provide financial support for human dependents get the benefit of tax breaks, while dog owners who provide similar levels of care receive none. The unequal treatment, she says, lacks a rational basis, especially considering the IRS's own recognition that some animals, specifically service dogs, may qualify for tax advantages. Reynolds argues that, from a financial standpoint, there's no real difference between service animals and companion animals. Yeah, I think you're going to lose that one, though, in court.
Yeah.
Yes.
They haven't been trained. They haven't.
Right.
They don't really do anything serviceable.
That's right.
They just take.
That's right. And service animals
and give lap love, I guess.
Yeah. And
Which sounds like something you get at the strip club.
That's right. Yeah, that sounds like something that Sharon Chaplinsky may give you. But the service animals also serve a medical purpose, which would allow you to write that off under certain medical expenses as well. Second part of there's a 3-part palate cleanser here. Second part of the palate cleanser today, a Missouri judge who wore an Elvis Presley wig and played the singer's music in court is now being forced to step down.
What?
Yeah. A Missouri judge who wore an Elvis Presley wig in his courtroom and played the singer's music from his phone during court proceedings has agreed to a deal that would cut his career on the bench short.
I'm surprised they can do that.
Well, Judge Matthew Thornhill in suburban St. Louis faces a 6-month unpaid suspension under the deal he reached with the state board to avoid a disciplinary hearing. After the suspension, he would serve 18 more months on the bench before resigning from the St. Charles County Circuit Court. The agreement reached last month is pending before the Missouri Supreme Court. Spokeswoman Beth Riggert said on Friday, the court agreed Thursday to accept 35 letters in support of Thornhill's character. Thornhill wrote in a letter dated November 12th that he intended to add levity at times when I thought it would help relax litigants. But he added, I now recognize that this could affect the integrity and solemnity of the proceedings. I can assure you that I would do my very best in the future to serve the people of the state of Missouri with honor and dignity, Thornhill wrote. Online court records don't indicate who filed the complaint that triggered the discipline. His attorney didn't immediately return a phone message regarding the complaint. Now, according to the commission, Thornhill routinely would wear the wig in the courtroom around Halloween and would offer people opinions on how they wanted to be sworn in before testifying, including an option where he played Elvis music from his phone. Thornhill also sometimes played the songs while entering the courtroom. The board also said Thornhill sometimes mentioned Elvis lyrics or the singer's date of birth or death during court, even though it wasn't relevant.
Huh. So he had like walk-in music.
Yeah, like entrance music. He would just come in, he'd have the Elvis wig on, and maybe it came into, I don't know,
weird.
Hunka Burnin' Love, or I don't know, or maybe you'd say Elvis has left the building and he'd get up from the bench and leave.
And he just like randomly, like Tourette's, blurts out different facts about Elvis. That's so weird.
It is a little weird. Maybe to get people laughing. Who knows? In 2008, he was reprimanded and fined $750, not $750,000, but $750. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reported that the fine stemmed from Thornhill reducing the charges against a woman he was prosecuting after she offered to give him a baseball signed by Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Terry Bradshaw. Thornhill denied taking the baseball, which was a fake.
Oh, wow.
He looks like a nice enough guy, but he might be a little goofy.
I mean, I'd hang out with him.
Yeah, he seems like a nice enough guy, right?
Yeah.
But he might be a little goofy. This third story, Jess, I know we've talked about it in the past. I know in the past, I think you've gotten a little excited about it.
Okay.
I'm bringing it back up again because, once again, Jess, Oscar Mayer has opened up applications to drive the Wienermobile.
Oh my gosh, why am I not doing this?
Once again, my friend, applications to drive Oscar Mayer's most on-theme vehicle are now open.
Remind me how much they pay. I mean, I really could use a less stressful life. I feel like driving around in a wiener would be like so carefree. I mean, it just doesn't get any more carefree than that.
Now, they keep limiting to recent college grads, but just tell them, I don't know, just give them Logan's name or something. I don't know. But
I mean, I could go back to school.
Yeah, right. They say that recent college grads are invited to apply through Saturday, January 31st to be part of the American Meat and Cold Cut Producers' next class of hot doggers. We could call you Jess the Hot Dogger.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that anyways if you want to.
Okay, I'll call you Jess the Hot Dogger from now on. You can be a 1-year full-time adventurer. So I think it's a limited employment.
It's okay though. 1 year would be like a sabbatical and a wiener.
Yes, it would be. Established in 1988, the Hot Dogger program, oh my God, was created to mentor young talent and prepare future leaders who embody innovation, creativity, and community spirit. The relished position, Oscar Mayer says, offers fans the opportunity to become official spokespeople of the brand while living out its mission of sparkling smiles across the country. Here's what you need to know about the gig. Are you ready? Here's what a hot dogger does. Each person that forms part of the Oscar Mayer's 39th cohort of hot doggers is expected to drive and maintain the 27-foot hot dog on wheels over the course of a year-long cross-country road trip. Tell me that doesn't sound like fun.
Sounds amazing.
Hot Doggers will also double as brand ambassadors, attending hundreds of events annually and developing custom content, all while visiting upwards of 30 states on behalf of Oscar Mayer.
Let's do it. I'm a little offended, actually, that they won't allow people who are older to drive their hot dog mobile.
Yeah. According to a job posting from the Kraft Heinz Company, Hot Dogger program participants will earn a base salary of $35,600 a year with a weekly allowance of $150 for meals and personal travel. Just stock the fridge with Oscar Mayer.
What more do you need?
That's
not a bad gig for a newly graduated kid who just wants to take a year to just do something fun.
Well, it's the Kraft Heinz Company. So again, hot dogs and mac and cheese. Just throw that in the
all you need.
Yeah, throw that
your
in the
vegetables, ketchup.
That's right.
Life is good.
Life is good. Additional resources include a full health benefits package, 18 days of paid time off, and 100% of hotel expenses covered.
Wow.
Tell me how this is a bad job. Yeah.
It's a great job.
For 1 year off to travel on a Wienermobile. Tell me how this goes wrong.
And they've been doing this for 39 years. I'm so sad I didn't know about this 30 years ago when I was a fresh college graduate.
Yeah. Tell me how this is a bad job.
It sounds amazing.
I think you can still pull it off, my friend. Just tell him I just graduated college. Yeah.
I mean, I do look a little younger than my age, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Just tell him I just graduated college. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Look at me, I'm young.
And then when the kids are like, Mom, we need you here. Just shut up, shut the fuck up.
When my 23-year-old son walks in.
Yeah. And be like, Mom, we need you. Who's Mom? I don't know who you are. I don't know. Who are you? Who's Mom? Are you talking about the lady behind me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm not your mom.
And just get on that Wienermobile and go, my friend.
Get out of here, kid. I'm trying to get a wiener job.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a hot dogger.
Trying to be a hot dogger. That's what it is.
That's right. I'm trying to be a hot dogger. Trying to live my dream. Just let me live my dream.
That was a dream I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
Until the last time you told me about it. And then I was like, oh my God. They say you're never too old.
Yeah, right? Did any of us really knew we had that dream? Did any of us really know? $150 a week to eat?
Yeah. Just driving around in a hot dog. Making people smile everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Do you know everyone who sees that hot dog driving down the road, they smile. They can't help but smile.
Yeah. Because they point and they go, "You're straddling a wiener," when they point at you. Yeah. Yeah, they yell stuff at you, but you're like, "Yeah, I don't care, dude. I'm getting paid."
That's right. Can you bring a friend? I'll drive and you can just be in the passenger seat.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I'll bring the podcast equipment. We'll just...
Yeah, you can just read me stories and it'll be great.
We'll do the show from the road. Yeah.
We'll find haunted locations along the way and do some ghost hunts.
That's right. Yeah.
Make the hot dog our, where we have all our equipment and TV setups. We can monitor the action.
We'll call it the Wiener Studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Live from the Wienermobile. Yeah. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Dreams do come true, Jess. Dreams do come true.
This one might not happen, but I'm going to keep dreaming it because it's fun.
It is. Now we just need to get that sponsorship from Kraft Heinz. Hey, you know what else we could do? On the website, we could be hot dogger bloggers. So what you do is, you could blog from the hot dog.
That has a ring to it.
Blogs from the hot dog, right? I bet you.
Blogs from the hot dog.
I'm coming up with so many ideas for them. This is all just free money for them. It really is.
I know.
Yeah.
They should be paying us right now.
I think they could pay us both $35,600 just to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could eat a lot for $100 a week. I would be fine with that.
150.
That's
Right.
crazy.
That is. What's a package of Oscar Mayer wieners going for these days? $4?
Yeah, probably something like that. You got to get some buns to go with it, but you can get buns for like $1.29 if you get the cheap brand.
You know what? I'm partial to now is the top split Pepperidge Farm buns. Have you ever had those?
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, but they're like $3-4. But still, that's $8 right there.
Delicious.
That's $8 right there, right? Got yourself a whole day's meal right there. Mm-hmm.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Although for a whole year, boy, would you be fragrant.
Oh, man.
But I'll tell you. But, 150 for a week. Okay, so you get a weekly allowance of 150, but you're only spending $10 a day on hot dogs. You'd still have $80 left over, right? If you did.
That's your extra spending money.
Yeah. Living high on the hog. Plus, you got all that 35.6, right? I mean, they take taxes out, I'm sure,
But they're also paying for your room and board at hotels, so you don't even have to like rent a place for a year.
Right. You're just living free. I mean,
Crazy.
I mean, I suppose you gotta wash your clothes or whatever hotel you're at, and I don't know if you hang your clothes up, to dry in the Wienermobile or wherever, but I mean, I'm sure it looks awkward.
Your skivvies hanging out the back while you're driving down the interstate.
Yeah, air dry your skivvies there in the Wienermobile.
I got to talk to my son because he actually is graduating this year. I mean, he could live my dream. That'd be okay. I could live vicariously.
I think so. Yeah. Tell him, hey, you gotta do this for me. You gotta take mom with in the Wienermobile. Yeah,
that's right. It's
gotta happen.
Mother-son bonding.
Yeah. Yep. At least through some of the southern states. Take me through some of the southern states, or take me, to a few places that I've always wanted to go. Maybe, up and down the California coast, up and down, somewhere, wherever you wanted to be, wherever you wanted
everywhere.
to go. Yeah, just everywhere. Just take me everywhere in the Wienermobile. I want to see
Can you imagine driving it through like the Rocky Mountains?
Oh, God.
That'd be so scary.
Some of those hairpin turns with a Wienermobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
I'm trying to parallel park in New York or something.
trying to park in the Bronx near Yankee Stadium with a Wienermobile and try not to get the hubcaps taken off of it. Yeah, that'd be something. I wonder if they ever run into like insurance claims with the Wienermobile.
I mean, I'm sure there has to be like fender benders or something.
Is there a fender on the Wienermobile? I don't think there is.
I think you just the tip and the either tip of the wiener.
Just the tip. Have you been in an accident? Yes, with the Wienermobile. Yes. What did you smash up? Just the tip. Where do you get a replacement tip for the Wienermobile?
I'm sure it's expensive.
I'm sure it is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snort there, but a replacement tip for the Wienermobile. Oh my God. Oh.
That's good.
Can't stop laughing. All right. I think with that, we're done.
I think we're done.
I got nothing.
That was a great way to end it.
Yeah. Replacement tip for the Wienermobile. I'm probably going to have some amateur car guy like email me this week. He'll probably be the guy who did the replacement tip for the Wienermobile. He'll be like, I know where you get it. I put it together. I'm the guy.
You got to have him on the show.
Yeah, I'll have him on. He'll be, I don't know, I'll find a segment for him somewhere. I'll probably bring him on this segment. I have no idea. All right, folks, that'll do it for today. Tomorrow on the big program, Supernatural News with Mally Fox. Thursday, I'm going to keep it hush for right now.
Brett.
But we got big couple of weeks coming up. Jess, we're right up against not only the holidays here, but the anniversary right around the corner.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah. We're right up against the beginning of the year already. This year's gone so fast. Yeah. And then we're right into the beginning of the year again. And this year's just gone by so fast. So, but 20 years coming up very quickly. But we got some interesting ideas for Christmas programming. Want to say Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends.
Yes.
We're right in the middle of Hanukkah. So very happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends. And again, we'll be back with Supernatural News tomorrow. What's going on in your world, Jess, real quick?
Oh, we have that event coming up at the Palmer House for New Year's, and you will be there, and I will be there, and it will be so much fun. It's January 9th, that weekend, and if you guys use Friends20, you can get $20 off your ticket.
Excellent. We'll have a link in the description of this program, so you can go get those tickets, and we're going to sell it out. We want a full house for New Year's, and so we can enjoy that weekend with all of you. Again, go get your tickets right now. They're going to sell out. So go get them. Go get them while you can right now. They make excellent gifts for the holidays as well. All right. For Jessica Freeburg, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us today. Again, a reminder, if you're listening to the show, not watching it on video, go to darknessradioshow.com or go to the YouTube page, the original Darkness Radio. You can watch the show there. We'll see you tomorrow for Supernatural News with Mally Fox. For Jessica Freeburg, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday.